3 of my front teeth were broken or were chipped off.
An overpass assault gets 2 14-year-olds arrested on felony charges. Police say they rained rocks and railroad spikes down on the traffic passing below, damaging more than a dozen vehicles and almost killing one unsuspecting woman.
I got 21 stitches on the outside and the inside of my lip.
The news leader, broadcasting for all North Texas. Fox 4 News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. Those drivers were targeted on a stretch of Interstate 20 through Weatherford, and police did not have to look very hard to find those young suspects. First tonight on Fox 4 News at 9, Brandon Todd talked with one of the people most seriously hurt. Brandon.
Exactly. The two things we're talking about here, these railroad spikes and also a rock. Now imagine the damage I could do if I took these and, say, threw them at the camera. Now imagine the kind of damage that would do if I threw them as fast as a major league pitcher. You're kind of getting the idea now why one woman says she was nearly killed and why 2 teens are facing some serious charges.
I just knew that I'd been hurt.
Diane Heim, on the phone from Arizona, says one second she was riding in the cab of this truck last week on I-20 in Weatherford, her husband at the wheel, and the next she thought she'd been shot.
I felt this weird feeling in my mouth, and I grabbed my sunglasses and I said, "Crow, what's going on? What happened?" And then all this blood started gushing out of my mouth.
What flew through her windshield, made this gaping hole, tore open her lip, and busted 3 of her teeth was a rock. And police say it wasn't kicked up by the car in front of them, it was thrown.
I got 21 stitches on the outside and the inside of my lip.
Weatherford police say several motorists called 911 last Tuesday reporting 2 boys throwing rocks and railroad spikes at oncoming westbound I-20 traffic. In all, 10 cars and 4 big rigs were hit. The damage ranged from smashed windshields to dented bumpers. The spot where it happened was just west of Bankhead Highway, where I-20 crosses over these tracks. Officers went to these nearby townhomes just a few hundred yards from the highway, described the boys, and eventually arrested 2 14-year-olds.
We have 14 different victims in this particular case, and of course right now those are the ones that have just been reported to us. We don't know if there's still any outstanding that may have been struck that just didn't bother stopping.
To understand the velocity of these rocks and spikes, the speed limit here is 65. This is a picture of one railroad spike that hit a different 18-wheeler and punctured the rear-view mirror. This is a picture of one of the rocks, which looks more like a broken-off chunk of concrete.
The victims that were struck driving 65 miles an hour down the interstate are extremely lucky that they were not fatally injured as a result of these rocks flying through the windshield.
They need to go to jail, and not just kitty jail. They need to know, there are consequences